How many protons in this isotope of iron? 26 protons. How many neutrons?
9.
Agree. And how many electrons?
26.
And a whole lot of you did get that right. Okay. Isotopes we talked about. Let me hop back out. Okay. Can you see 1, 1, 1, 2, and 1, 3? Is the projector high enough? The names are hydrogen, helium, and tritium. These are all isotopes of hydrogen. What are the green symbolisms? Neutrons. Okay. If we understand this principle, then we'll see its implication. Hydrogen is the physicist's favorite element to play with, even just plain hydrogen, because you have 1 proton, 1 electron. Things are easier to understand when it's just 1 on 1. Relationships get more complicated when there are 2 and 1. And especially then when you get onto something like chlorine. And we'll talk about chlorine here in a little bit. Okay. Isotopes of the same element, like hydrogen was element number 1, have the same chemical properties. Some properties can be radioactive. As I said, the tritium, which has 1 proton, 2 neutrons, will decompose and give off a radioactive particle. Find chlorine on the periodic table. Has everybody been able to find it? Okay. On this one, I'm pretty sure I got it to accept or to give you 2 different answers. So what is the atomic number of chlorine?
Wisdom.
I think when you back up that slide, it shut down your presentation. So you'd have to shut down and reopen the file in order for Wisdom to take it. But you probably don't have time to do it.
Okay. What is the atomic number of chlorine?
17.
What's the atomic mass given on the periodic table in your book or on the board?
35.
Okay. Notice that it's something between 35 and something that has more neutrons, but still the 17 protons. Okay. So what is the number? And here this number won't be exactly the same as what's in your book or on the periodic table or even on what's some of the next slide. I plan to unify those numbers. Didn't get to that. I am sorry. But why isn't the atomic mass of chlorine exactly 35? And the reason is there are in the world some that weigh 37. So how many neutrons in this one and how many neutrons in this one? If it is, and it is, atomic number 17. How many neutrons does chlorine 37 have? It's the atomic number
20.
20. And this one has 2 less, so 18. What they're saying in the world is that there's a 3-to-1 ratio. So for every natural collection of chlorine, like sodium chloride, like in your salt shaker at home, 2/3 of it is this, 1/3 of it is that. If you look in the slides, you'll see that you can come up with that number between 35 and 37. And because there is much more, which is there more of? The way this sentence is written. Is there more 35 or more 37? 35. So the true atomic weight is closer to 35, but it is influenced by the heavier isotope fluorine, and it's a weighted average. Okay, so in the slides you'll see that you express it as a decimal fraction, 0.75 times 35 plus 0.2423 times 37 adds up to a number that is the weighted average. Anyone have any question about the math or the concept here? Okay. Some atoms, fluorine is probably the best example of isotopes that are in relatively large abundance. Anything that's 1/4 of the total is a significant fraction. If in this class there's only one person wearing a red shirt, well, there's two. 2 out of the whole class, that's not much. But this, and nitrogen is an example of where most nitrogen is 14, but there is one or a few that have one more proton. Therefore, the atomic mass of nitrogen is slightly more than 14. Okay.
What about our labs?
Yeah. Turn in your labs. Some won't have their labs until tomorrow, but those of you that have had your labs, please turn them in.
Yeah.
Put them on this table here.
I think it's all yeah.
I'll grab a stapler.
So basically, we're just gonna have to teach ourselves all this.
Basically.
Technically, not be spending a lot of time until we start help sessions. Those free help sessions again.